Are you thinking about making a move to Southeast Aurora in Denver, Colorado area and you're not quite sure where to start? Well, we're going to take you through all things Southeast Aurora right now.
Let's do this.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. We are all things life in Denver, Colorado, but today we're exploring Southeast Aurora and all things Southeast Aurora. And today, Zephra is going to take us through all of her favorite things since this is her backyard. And right now we're at Saddle Rock Golf Course, and it is a little snowy out here, but it's super nice. It's welcome to spring in Colorado. So let's get started.
Well, as Venus said, it is April 2021 and we got a nice snowstorm last night. It is a beautiful sunny day, and if you're coming in from out of state and we get a snow overnight and it's beautiful, you're gonna notice that most of the snow has just completely melted off by midday. It's kind of the lovely part about spring. You're gonna get some snow, so you get to experience that, but it melts off also.
It does.
It melts off
It's
also.
actually nice. I considered not even wearing my coat, but I am.
Yeah, it's just a little bit chilly. It's like, what, 35 out or something like that?
It's not bad.
Really, really nice.
Yeah, I mean, if you're coming from California and you wear your
Very
coat
sunny.
at 60 degrees, I think you might be a little bit chilled, but we're okay.
Yeah.
So we're going into all things Southeast Aurora, and right now, like I mentioned, we're standing at the golf course. Aurora has some pretty great golf courses.
We do, yeah. This is one of my favorites, Saddle Rock. It's a very lovely course, kind of located centrally in Southeast Aurora. Another favorite one I've got is Murphy Creek Golf Course, and Meadow Hills is another, and Aurora Hills is another, and Fitzsimmons. So Saddle Rock is probably one of my favorite, either Murphy Creek or Saddle Rock.
I was gonna say, you just took me to Murphy Creek for my first golf
Very
experience.
first time. We had so much fun.
We did.
You did
We had
so
fun.
good.
I'm a really good golf cart driver.
We had a great time.
So, aside from golfing, there's a lot to do in Southeast Aurora, right?
Well, I mean, there is a ton of outdoor space. We've got Aurora Reservoir, which is a pretty decent sized reservoir. Cherry Creek Reservoir. There's Plains Conservation Center. So there's a ton of stuff outside. And a lot of these places have nice sidewalk paths for you to walk down with your dog and your family, parks alongside everything. Even for us trail runners, there's also trails in between. So Cherry Creek Reservoir is just loaded with all of the running trails you could possibly imagine for your outdoor adventures you want to take.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
I say in almost every one of my videos about lifestyle that I am going to try paddleboarding this summer. So I think that's one of the places you can do it, right?
Oh, any of these reservoirs you can go out and you can paddleboard. Aurora tends to get a little bit windy.
So I'd be knocked off on my first try.
So more folks that are experienced would want to go to Aurora.
Okay.
And I'm new to it too. I got a paddleboard for Christmas. I'm really excited. We'll see how athletic I am come spring.
Well, when you can figure out how to stand up, you can teach me.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay. All right. So we are obviously in the real estate industry. Southeast Aurora is a beautiful area. It comes with a stigma, and we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. But Aurora is affordable. I mean, it's affordable. You can definitely get the $1 million homes. I mean, we're standing looking at $1 million homes.
All the way around.
But Aurora is definitely affordable, right?
Right. Yeah, you've got your little pockets and neighborhoods where you can still buy an affordable $4 to $450, 3 to 4 bedroom home. And then a mile away, you've got a couple $1 million houses.
Mm-hmm.
And then just over the ridge over here, we've got townhomes and some condos as well. So we've got these $1 million properties right over here. We've got some condos and townhomes right over here. And Grandview High School is just right over there. It's one of my favorite areas because we've got a little bit of everything.
So mentioning that school, we are right here in the heart of Cherry Creek School District, which is the #1 rated school in the Denver metro area. And so Aurora is also Aurora Public Schools, but you have a heavy section of Cherry Creek School District here.
Yeah, this Southeast Aurora area is primarily Cherry Creek School District. We are, like I said, a stone's throw away from Grandview, right where we're standing right now. Eagle Crest High School, Cherry Creek High School, Cherry Trail. We're all really kind of immersed in this area out here. Smoky Hill High School.
Yep. So I mean, they're best for resale too, because you have the people that know that Cherry Creek School District is super hot, super great. And so if you're thinking about needing to sell, or if you're wanting to move here and have thoughts of, you know, the best investment or equity or growth or potential later, that's one of the things that you should probably look at.
Well, I mean, so the academics are amazing. You've got these college prep type courses in all of these schools. That's one of the reasons they're highly rated. And the sports are highly competitive.
They are.
You have your student that is looking to potentially get into a higher level sporting event. This is where you want to be.
Yeah.
A lot of these recruiters coming from these D1 schools come into this area to look for their talent.
That's good to know.
Absolutely.
And you got some STEM schools too, and charter schools. And
Yep.
so, you know, if you're not a public school person, you have options out here.
Absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well,
Yeah. Well, let's get kind of walking up the hill here a little bit. I'm going to take my sunglasses off because this snow is so stinking bright, but we're going to change locations. We're going to tell you a little bit more about why Southeast Aurora.
all right, so we took you on a little tour from some of the homes, some of the parks, some of the shopping. So we talked about affordability. We talked about, check my notes here, we talked about the schools, and now we're going to be talking about shopping. Aurora has some amazing shopping centers, and we are at probably one of the best, in my opinion, in the state. We've got these pop-up, like, they're not even pop-up, but they're outdoor malls essentially. And so tell me about some of your favorite places at this mall.
Well, we're sitting here in the center. It's kind of the heart of Southlands Mall. Behind me is where they set up an ice rink in the wintertime, which is a lot of fun. And then they also have an underground water park where the kids come and play. And the movie theater is right behind us. It's a really super fancy one that you sit down and you eat and you have reclining chairs and all that kind of stuff. I love coming out here. There's a little bit of everything. There's some big stores like Zoomies, American Eagle. There's some cute little coffee shops. There's a ton of restaurants, big chain names and all that kind of stuff. I know there's Lazy Dog. There's just a whole lot to do out here.
We could spend a whole day out here for sure.
And they have the golf cart guy driving around.
That's okay.
Clearing off the snow. Clearing off the snow. So yeah, we're out here at Southlands Mall. It is a beautiful day. We have got some great shopping out here. This is not it though. I mean, this could be possibly.
That's just what happens. That's what happens.
The golf cart guy. The golf cart guy's really loud.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So,
I want to point out too that Colorado is really big on rooftops, rooftop bars, rooftop restaurants.
Yep.
And we've got one over here that is on top of.
Bar Louie.
Is that Bar Louie?
Yep.
Wonderful.
Sure is.
So,
It's a fun one.
you know, it's really great to sit out and enjoy a cocktail after work or on the weekend, just hang out with your friends, and just sit out and soak up some sun.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not only is there great shopping here, there's also just a Walmart right there. So we
Yeah.
were talking about being really close to everything earlier. And one of the nice things out here is you have a little bit of everything. So we've got all the, big name shopping. We've got the food. We've got the Walmart. We've even got Sam's Club over here. I just love coming out here.
We've got some, excuse me, we have got some amazing medical centers. We probably have some of the nation's best medical centers right in Aurora. Children's Hospital, where we do, or have done,
Children's
radiothons.
Miracle Network.
Yes,
and
where we
stuff.
raise money for
Yep.
Children's Radio Marathon. And there's the new VA hospital. I say new, it's newer.
Right.
University Hospital.
Anschutz Medical.
Yes, it's an
That's
amazing
huge.
center.
They have top of the line science type programs going on to really dive into some really high tech stuff.
Yeah.
And being this close, that means we've got a lot of folks that maybe they're not in the medical field in that sense, but maybe they're on the side of the sciencey side,
Yes.
right? And doing
Yes,
some
because it's a
testing.
research hospital too.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
all the medical
yeah.
stuff out here. So not only if your kids get hurt and you got to run them to the emergency center, there's all over the place. We've got some of the some tour hospitals really close and Anschutz and Children's, and so
You pretty much
just
have
being
everything
really,
you need. Yeah.
really nice and close to
It's
medical
good to know.
centers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
for work or for your
Yes.
needs.
Right. Yeah, we have a lot of doctors moving here, nurses moving here.
Right.
But again, scientists, or if you really need that care and you're concerned about you know, where to go if you have those emergencies.
Right.
So
Gosh, it's so bright with the snow out here.
It is bright.
Gotta
It's
love
bright and it's
Colorado.
beautiful.
That's why we love Colorado.
So we also have close proximity to Denver, which we already talked about, but let's touch on that a little bit. We're on the edge of Denver.
Yep.
We're in Aurora, Southeast Aurora. I always say people are gonna have to build out and up. And so we're out.
We're on the outside over here.
We are, and so there's still room to grow. There's a lot of new communities being popped up around here.
Yep.
We're going to be touring some of those together for you here soon, so that we'll spotlight some of those for you as well. But you don't feel closed in out here.
Right, yeah, we're kind of on the edge, so a bunch of little suburbs, and we've got a ton of open space to continue to build. These communities out here just continue to expand. And what's great is if you do want a brand new home, there's a ton of opportunities out here.
But you better start thinking about it now, because those new builds are taking anywhere from 8 to 10 months with the lumber shortage and the flood of inventory. Or I'm sorry, the lack of inventory, the flood of buyers.
Right, and so a lot of these folks that are wanting to buy these new builds are on waiting lists now.
Yep.
This is kind of something new this year, is people being on a waiting list.
Let's talk about that for just 1 second. And
Yeah.
I know that we've already talked about housing and affordability, but I think this is a really good time to if you are thinking about moving here, we got to plan ahead.
Right.
And when you put your name on a waiting list, that means you just reserve your right. Oh,
You might hear this. We're really close to Buckley. We've got some F-15s
we're close to the
flying
airport.
around.
When you say you're close to everything out here, you're close to everything out here. But we were talking about these new builds. Essentially, what you do is you put your money down to reserve the right to purchase at a later date. But what most people don't know or aren't really super aware of is that doesn't mean that you're protected for price increases. Right? Because these builders are going up $2,000 to $5,000 every. I just put one under contract this weekend in Aurora Highlands, and for every 2 houses that this builder was selling, they were going up $2,000 to $5,000 for every 2 houses, and it's a brand new community.
Right.
So anyway,
We digress, but the new build
I
out
think that was
here,
important
it's
to talk
very
about.
competitive as well. Yeah,
It
so
is.
we have a ton of it. You're gonna get some nicer, newer stuff, but be prepared and let's plan up front.
Yeah.
Yeah, get pre-approved first too.
Yes, we're going to talk about that one of these days.
We
but
will. Yeah, E470 is just a hop, skip, and a jump right there. And it kind of is a circle all the way around Denver. Look at this picture we're gonna put up. So you can be really close to everything. So we're kind of on the edge. 470 is gonna get you to Boulder.
Yep.
They're gonna get you to the Springs. You're 30 minutes from downtown. We're 20 minutes, 11 miles to the tech center.
Absolutely.
So we're really close to everything. The hospitals, the airport. The airport is a 20-minute drive from here.
Right, so when I was growing up, they always used to call it Saudi Aurora too, because you're out in the middle of the fields, but there's so much out here now. You really are close to everything, and I joke where I live, we're going to tour my neighborhood soon, but where I live, I say I'm 30 minutes from everywhere, and so Southeast Aurora really is as well.
Right.
And really, it's a beautiful drive. It's not like you're, it's a beautiful drive, especially if you take 470.
Yeah.
If you're curious about why you shouldn't move to Aurora, watch this video, and we'll go into all the reasons why you shouldn't move to Southeast Aurora. But that's it for today. We're gonna wrap up. Those are all the reasons why you should move to Southeast Aurora and what you should love about it. Thank you for joining me.
Yes, thank you for having me. Hey, and don't forget to click that little subscribe button, hit the bell if you want to be notified. We're going to be doing tons of stuff, not only in my backwoods here in Southeast Aurora, we're going to be doing a lot of other fun stuff too. So
Stay tuned.
see you next time.
See you then.